I knew something was wrong the moment I stepped into the hall, and every face froze as if I had walked in carrying a warning no one wanted to read. My bouquet slipped from my hand before I even realized I'd loosened my grip. The rose petals scattered across the polished floor like pieces of a truth I hadn't caught up to yet. My wedding arch was gone. My colors were gone. My name gone. In their place stood a giant gold sign, "Congratulations Lena and Mark." My sister's name, my sister's fiancé, and then my parents laughed. Not nervously, not apologetically. They laughed like the punchline had finally landed. Surprised, my mother said, her voice sharp as glass. "You can't do anything about it anyway, so just shut up." I didn't breathe, didn't blink. I only felt something inside me lock into place. Quiet, cold, precise. And as I walked out, leaving my veil on the floor like a shed skin, the first missed call lit up my phone. I didn't expect 91 more to follow. The parking lot was too silent. The kind of silence that feels staged. Even the sky looked like it was watching me. My phone vibrated until it burned against my palm. Calls, messages, pleas, commands. But not one person came outside. That told me everything. They weren't shocked. They weren't mistaken. They were waiting to see how small I'd make myself this time. That too told me everything. I was the dependable daughter, the fixer, the one who paid deposits, handled crises, patched arguments, and smoothed messes no one thanked me for. Lena was the dreamer. Translation: she burned things down and expected someone else to build them prettier. Growing up, she took my clothes, my friends, eventually even my place in our home. But I told myself sisterhood was sacrifice. When she asked to borrow my event planner just for ideas, I didn't question it. When Mom asked me to move my wedding date slightly, I agreed. When Dad suggested I pay for a larger venue just in case we need space, I didn't think about who the we really meant. The signs were small and cruel, like knives disguised as compliments. And I, idiot or saint, ignored everyone until today. While their calls kept coming, I opened the shared folder my planner used. There they were. The files changed last night. Venue reservation edited. Florist contract switched. Catering order updated. All approved. Digitally signed, not by me. Months of my work, my money, converted into a celebration of their betrayal. Then a message popped up from Mark, time-stamped at dawn. "Don't worry, she won't react. She never does." They had counted on my silence. They had built their scheme on it. I didn't scream, didn't confront, didn't let them know the temperature of my fury. Instead, I forwarded every file, every message, every contract to my private drive. I contacted the vendors one by one. Cancel immediately. Charge the penalty fees to the card on file. The card on file was mine. But that wasn't the point. The point was the clause in each contract. Refunds only to the original payer me. Then I drafted one message to my parents. No emotion, no explanation. Since I am no longer contributing financially to the family, please remove me from all shared accounts effective now. Those shared accounts, their mortgage, my sister's tuition loan, their emergency fund. It had funded everything quietly, efficiently, invisibly. And then I called my banker. Freeze every account connected to me permanently. Their calls doubled, tripled, 92 missed calls. And yet I felt serene. They cornered me at my apartment that evening. All three of them, my mother, my father, my sister, faces tight with panic. "Not remorse, you're overreacting." Lena snapped. "It was just more convenient this way." Convenient? My wedding, my life, my resources. I let silence do the cutting for me. Then I opened my laptop, turned the screen toward them, and hit play. Their recorded messages, their signatures, their edits, their plots spelled out in their own words. My sister's voice bright with entitlement. "She'll pay. She always pays. My mother-in-law. She's too desperate for our approval to ever walk away. My father's agreement. Use her while she still thinks she owes us." When the recording ended, no one spoke. I watched the collapse happen in real time. The shrinking, the realization, the fear, and finally the silence they once demanded from me. I stood calm. "I'm done," I said. "You don't get to use me anymore. You can't just abandon your family." My father whispered. "I met Heises. I didn't abandon anyone. You dismissed me this morning. I'm just honoring the decision you made. I closed the door on their stunned faces without another word. For the first time in my life, silence belonged to me. The venue cancelled their event. The vendors pulled out. Their accounts froze. Their plans collapsed. They learned what happens when the person they underestimate stops participating in their delusion. As for me, I didn't lose a wedding. I escaped a lifetime of being treated like a resource instead of a daughter. And when I finally turned off my phone that night, letting the last vibration fade into stillness, I felt something powerful settle into my bones. They thought I couldn't do anything about it. They were wrong. I don't need their apology. I don't need their approval. I only needed to walk away. And I did, with 92 missed calls behind me and the rest of my life finally ahead.